Welcome back to MudRunner, y'all, and in this video, we are continuing our sort of MudRunner nostalgia trip that we've been on recently, and this map is called Lost. More importantly, it's called Lost the Rebuild, and it is another map in the now publicly available Smar 19 collection, and the vehicle I'm going to be driving in this video is Spun's 4Runner, which is solid front axle swapped. It's on massive tires. These actually look like Maxxis Razors, although I'm not entirely sure on that. But without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and fire this thing up right out here at camp. We're going to get to some adventure. Oh, it sounds so good. You can get an overland trailer for this thing too, and it looks amazing with it. Now, starting off here at the camp, things are a little bit bright, obviously because of where the sun is, and it's kind of really just shining down on this very bright sandy beach. So I really have to say, as far as like beach areas in the runner games, I wish we had more of them, and not only more beach areas, but I wish we had more tropical areas. I know that some people experimented with jungly / tropical maps in MudRunner, but that never really kind of like continued on into like SnowRunner or even into the like more, you know, vanilla game development side of things. Like, I would love to see this series go somewhere tropical. I think that would be such a cool revamp of the overall vibe. But let me know what you think of that in the comments below. Now, let's see. 4Runner, let's see. What is the fire stick? Is that a... Oh, okay, that's just an antenna. We'll throw that on there. And then 4Runner kit. So that's going to be just like your fuel and your spare tire. We've got a roof kit, and we've got an overland trailer. So let's go ahead and throw the whole setup on. And now, it's time to go overlanding. Now, normally, I don't go trailing in this game with, like, giant overland trailer setups. But I feel like on this map, it actually makes a lot of sense. Now, the sort of story behind this map is that there's a lot of different, like, stranded plane crashes and abandoned areas on the entire map, and it's up to you to find all of them and discover all the different secret areas while enjoying a really in-depth adventure. So, did I drive past a trailhead already? No, I did not. Okay, good, because I was really worried that I immediately drove past a trailhead right out of the gate. So let's go ahead and climb up over the edge of this airplane wing and ease ourselves on down. Now, this fuel station, we're going to go ahead and stop here real quick just to get ourselves fully maxed out on fuel. And let's see, fill up all the way. 4Runner roof kit, fill up all the way. Overland trailer, fill up all the way. I mean, we don't need to fill up everything, but it's always better if you do. Now, let's see. Is this where the trail properly starts? It looks like it is. And you could technically, like, explore inside the airplane if you wanted to, but you wouldn't really be exploring very much apart from, like, going on top of it. You wouldn't really be getting inside of it all that much. Now, this is where MudRunner, especially MudRunner with mods, always really shined, in my opinion, because this is that kind of environment that, to me, always represented what this series was good at, you know? Like, trails that look like they've kind of seen better days, but they're still passable. And, you know, you have to deal with a lot of mud, you have to deal with a lot of stumps, and the cool thing about the stumps in MudRunner is that they weren't quite as annoying as the stumps in SnowRunner. The stumps in SnowRunner are literally there to make you despise your entire existence within the game. The stumps in MudRunner are more like a minor inconvenience, but they're not necessarily that big of a deal. Now, you do still have to kind of wind your way through them, and on a vehicle with collision axles, they are a little bit bigger of a deal. This vehicle does not have collision axles, as I'm sure you guys are able to tell, but it doesn't really hurt the immersion factor of this thing that much. It's, like, even for me, like, I honestly can drive this thing along, and depending on how you drive it, you can still find a really nice level of immersion. Now, as we go through this kind of mud field, or rather like aftermath of the plane crash, because that's basically what this is. You can see like an airplane engine right there. Some other gear and pieces of like, are those seats? I'm not even sure what those are back there. I think they're airplane seats. I'm genuinely not sure though. Now, let's make our way just a little bit further inland away from the beach, because there's a lot more to this map than just the beach and the half of the airplane fuselage and like a couple of jet engines like scattered around. There's a lot more to this map than that. And as we get more inland, you guys will see what I mean. Now, that MudRunner rock traction on full display right there with this solid axle swapped 4Runner, absolutely just monstering its way over those. And the rock grip is so good. It feels like it should feel in a realistic way. And God, I love it. It's so properly dialed in. Now, let's see. Yo, is this the rest of the plane? Holy smokes, that plane made it a long ways. Should I have tried to... Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, with the lights, it looks even better. Let me back up just a little bit and see if we can take a more central line between these rocks. Oh, look at that. That's another... Uh-oh. There we go. We were able to kind of use the sidewall of the tire to sort of, like, scoot the vehicle to where we wanted it. And we were actually able to straddle the entire gap. See, that would have been a lot harder to do in SnowRunner because SnowRunner is not a fan of that type of driving. If you are on the edge of a rock, it really wants you to slip off of it. It's like, nope, you are not going to straddle that gap. You are going to slip off. You're going to slide into whatever that V-notch is. All right, so here's the front of that airplane. And is there anything inside of it? Like, I mean, apart from obviously like a bunch of broken up pieces of the interior, is there anything inside of it that we can find? Not really. And if we had a really tiny vehicle, I would probably try to actually go inside, but that's a lot smaller than the vehicle that we have on hand right now. I mean, this thing looks like it's on like 1-ton axles or something anyway, so I'm not gonna try to fit a 1-ton swapped 4Runner inside an airplane fuselage. It's just not gonna happen. Now, sure, granted, if you had a giant cargo plane, I'm sure you could do it, but that's not a giant cargo plane. That's a passenger plane. Oh, I love this section. It's so, you know, whenever I play these maps, the thing that keeps hitting me over and over and over is how incredibly realistic these maps were. And I know I say were because, you know, I talk about and think about MudRunner in kind of a past tense because it's obviously an older game that we did play a lot in the past. But, you know, with these maps getting re-released and with an active community still playing this game, you know, I hesitate to use past tense when describing it because it is still something that, now granted, the active player base is nowhere near as big as it once was, but there are still players on this game that, frankly, you know, either maybe they weren't a fan of SnowRunner or maybe their favorite vehicles never made their way to SnowRunner, and that's nothing against SnowRunner. I love SnowRunner. You guys know that. But, I mean, there are elements and aspects of the gameplay and the visual style in MudRunner that just never made their way forward into SnowRunner, you know? Come on, easy. Oh, I bet you we can just absolutely smash through this. It's spinning a little bit. It's spinning a little bit. I'm not too sure if we can smash through it in high. Let me go back into first gear, and I'll let the transmission kind of figure itself out through here. Now, looks like we've got a big, wide swamp to deal with right here. Let's see if we can get a little bit further ahead, because I know there's some other special secret areas on this map that have, like, custom objects, custom bridges, and a lot of things that you wouldn't really even see them unless you took the time to find them. God, I love this area, though. Like, this map really does such a good job of constantly switching up the style of what you're seeing. Let's make our way just a little bit further along. Not bad, not bad. There you go. Oh, dude, we're almost on the other side of it. Not bad at all. We'll knock that tree over and send it. Dude, it is scrambling. It is absolutely scrambling for grip. All right, we're going to put it back into low 3 because we're back into some crawling sections. And not only are we back into some crawling sections, but this is going to be an interesting challenge for that overland trailer. Wow, I love how the trailer just doesn't phase it at all. It's like, don't worry about it. It's fine. Come on. I love how I literally say, oh, it doesn't phase it, and then immediately it phases it. Back it up just a little bit, and bump. Oh, that made it worse. That made it much worse. Okay, we made a little bit of a sketchy decision, I think. Let's see if we can go just a little bit further to the right. Wow, I love how literally the most microscopic winch pull was all we needed to get up and over that rock. It's like, it just goes to show you that, like, if you were to spend enough time, like, kind of wiggling the front axle around, you would find the grip you were looking for. All right, let's ease it on down. the mixtures of like mud, water sections, and rock climbing sections really put into perspective the amount of time that Smar put into the development of these maps. I mean, they are an experience. They're not just a, hey, here's a map. There's so much more to these maps than that. This might be a little hard with the trailer. Well, I say that. Actually, that was easier than the last obstacle that we went up. All right. Hey, I'm all for it if it's... Wow, okay. I think we just got really lucky there with having the exact right wheelbase and the exact right tire size, because that was not an issue at all. That was a walk in the park for this thing. I'm going to go ahead and throw her back in automatic mode. We'll cruise on ahead just a little bit and see... Ooh, we got a little bit of a notch section here. This will be interesting. I'm not going to try to go over it like I did the other one. I'm going to try to go to the right side and then probably, like, snake my way around this other rock on the left, which actually seems to work pretty well. Oh, dude, we're actually... Oh, it loops right back around. We're just on the opposite side of where we were before. I'm sure that it's going to lead us into somewhere much crazier very, very soon, but, like... God, I'm just enjoying the heck out of, like, the area that we're in right now. Look at this. God, that's so gnarly. That's so... And it's, like, it's so immersive, especially if you drive it like this. If you drive it like you would drive through a real trail like this, it is so insanely immersive. Dropping the front end down, snaking it through these rocks. God, this wheelbase is, like, just right for all of these trails. Except for that one section where it got caught up. That one section, it was a little iffy there. But, like, the rest of these, like, the obstacles on this trail, not even remotely a problem. Like, it literally just cruised right through them. Can we not? I love how the second I talk about how good this wheelbase is, I find an obstacle where it's not good for it. Oh, nope. It was just me taking a bad line. That happens from time to time. Don't worry about that. I'm good at that. I'm good at, like, taking a bad line and then getting stuck and then backing up and fixing it. It's fine. It's a thing. Whoa, easy. Tried to go over that just a tad diagonally because I figured it would kind of improve my chances of not getting high-centered, which thankfully it did. It did in great capacity. All right, let's go on to the right. Gonna go a little bit diagonally and then snake it back to the left, which actually seems to have worked really, really well. Gonna go a little bit further on down here, see if we can find some sort of clearing, some sort of... I did not mean to honk the horn. Oh, dude, just scrambling it. Well, we were scrambling it in third. It went back to first. This thing goes back to first pretty quickly if you leave it in automatic mode, but let's see. Wow, dude, we've actually gone a really long way. Like, we have gone a super long way. That's really impressive. The crazy thing is, though, there is so much more trail to cover, and the more trail you cover, the more the map continues to change. And that's one of the things that always draws me back to Smar19's maps, is they are literally a constant adventure. They always have been a constant adventure, and every time I go back to one, my adventure is slightly different, even if I go back in the same vehicle. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on this place in the comment section down below, and let me know if you guys would like to see more MudRunner on the channel and in maybe even live streams, who knows. And if you're new around here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on, and I will see y'all next time. Talk to y'all later.